I was about to go live, and then I got put off because I started thinking, oh my God, this is going to probably take till tomorrow afternoon or evening to download for me. And also, there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to even know it was there because they put it in a different place. They don't put it in with my regular videos. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go videotape about this because I am going through something. Like, I feel like so much I'm always talking about, like, you know, ways to go through things or whatever. And so now I'm going through something. It's kind of giving me like a lot of anxiety, like my heart is, and it's like bringing stuff up, but it's like bringing up kind of like fear and loss and stuff like that. But I keep trying to confront it with possibilities and trust and stuff. So earlier I did my recording or whatever, and then man, my days are weird. It's really so weird. Like, it just gets weirder and weirder. Like, I feel so cut off from this world, but then it's just so weird. But gosh, me and Stella, I think we've gone out for a couple of walks, but she just keeps being really uncomfortable and whiny. Like, this is the longest that she's left me alone. And I just asked her if she wanted to come in, and she was just laying outside, but it just keeps being weird outside. Like, the one neighbors keep yelling. It just feels like everything's super tense anyways. But I put on some ghost movie, and my eyes were burning from the crocheting and probably not sleeping. So I laid down on the couch, and it's like instantaneously I'm sound asleep. I'm just like completely, it's weird because I'm completely somewhere else. And then it's so weird. And then I was like coming back. I don't even know. It was like, I don't remember. It was some weird thing like, oh, you got to move the light, the plants or something. And then get up. And then there was something, I don't know, it was weird. But something was drawing me up. And so then I looked out, and my gate looked weird. And I was thinking, well, that looks weird. What the hell is that? That looks so weird. And I knew, I was like, you've been served. They have served you with foreclosure papers. I was like, and so I have like two conversations going. That's what's trippy too, is like, there's like a whole thing, like a board meeting in my head all the time. And so, you know, one part is telling me what's going on, and the other part of me is questioning what's happening. So it's weird. And so, I was, looking at it. And so I was having a whole bunch of different thoughts, like, fuck, okay, this is like moves that are being made. And I have so many things that so many things. And I feel stressed, especially, it's getting towards winter and stuff. And, but there's so many different things about it that I want to talk about. Because, everything is the gray. It's all in the gray. And there's so much going on, and so much about us, really figuring out what we want and all of that kind of stuff. And so everything is like micro, macro and everything. And so anyways, whenever I started seeing all this stuff and I started knowing, I started understanding what was going on in the financial collapse and everything. And even when Juan O'Sabin was talking about, had to go down under Biden, everything had to collapse under him and stuff. But look at this, like 3 years, like I thought it was going to go down way sooner. Like, no way did I think it was going to go. Like, I've never been a gambler. And so, I stopped paying everything then at the time. Now, all these people keep coming by, probably because they're coming by to look at my house. And so I stopped paying everything. I stopped paying my credit cards and everything then. And then the house did some sort of moratorium thing. And they said because of the sickness that you don't have to pay. And so I was like, okay, well, it's going to collapse before that ever goes down, so it'll be fine. And so then it came around and they went off of this moratorium thing. And so that is when I really saw the shady shit they were doing, man. Because then when it went off, I didn't even sign it for the first month because it was at the same time where it was like, okay, it's going to collapse and stuff. It's like, oh my God, how long can they drag this out? This is crazy, especially for those of us who are trying to push the system to collapse. We're trying to assist it. And it just keeps like, you know, I mean, what do you want us to do? Like, you know, I'm not going to keep paying these gangsters. But it's like, fuck. You know, it's like that they need to do this like faster or something. It feels like to me. But, you know, I'm in the midst of it. And so I stopped paying those. And I think I got one letter that seemed kind of legal or something. I get other things all the time about collection. If I want to put my debt into something, like stuff like that, and I just throw it away. I just ignore it. Just don't give it any energy in my life. And then on the moratorium, though, because my income didn't change. And so everything just was fine. I had to re-sign papers, but I was putting them off. I wasn't going to sign them. And then they made this whole big thing. Well, they would take the house if I didn't sign them. So I signed them. And, but I still thought, okay, well, it's going to collapse. This is probably some of their kind of trap that they're trying to drag it out more or something because they know what's to come. And so, and still nothing happened. So I just went back to paying the house, you know, regular. And then that one judge came out and said that the debt is released. All these different banks started collapsing. All of the bricks and all that stuff started. Like, I mean, it's like a safe bet. Like, I can't imagine, like, if the odds, I'm not a gambler, so I'm not really sure. I think if the odds would be, if their odds aren't good, then there's a bigger payout or something. But to me, it seems like the odds are good. Like everything is collapsing. And so it seems, you know, like a real safe bet for us. And I just wish everybody would just, everybody would do it and see, but not everybody sees what's going on at all. And they are just all, you know, busy trying to, you know, live their lives and, you know, create their lifestyle. And so, so then what was it? I think it was, how many ever months ago? I don't even remember. Seems like it had something to do with Florida. And they were taking all those people's houses in the hurricane. And then there was something else and the insurance wasn't paying. I was like, this is the most fraudulent fucking bullshit. And I stopped paying. And I think it's 6 months ago. So then it went through. And then I got the phone calls. I think that went for a couple months. And so now it is that they taped this thing up at the end of on my gate. So they didn't come across the gate. They didn't come in and put it on the house. But they did it right at the end of the driveway. So anybody who drives by can see. Right? Everybody knows that blue tape. I mean, something. And so, you know, I did a big display. But I was laying here asleep, and so was Stella. And that is so weird. When you get up and then you see, like, somebody was really invasive, like, right at the end of your driveway. And we're just both, like, and it's just so crazy. I'm sure the people who are in the system, they're looking at it so different. They don't see the corruption that they're going against human rights and stuff like that. That they think, like, you know, everybody's defaulting on their loans. They don't think about how corrupt, like, these are loan sharks. And we're all standing up and saying, you know, well, this is bullshit. We're not going to stay here trapped in your fucking the interest going up all the time. Like, it's a fucking bullshit. And the way they just inflate prices and stuff, it's just such bullshit, you know? And we have to stand up to it. That's how I look at it. I mean, that's obviously my role because I feel strong about it. But now, you know, they made their move. They've made a move on me. And I've already lost because when I got my brain injury, I lost my house, you know, the house that I thought was going to be my house I was going to retire in. I was going to have it paid off and all that, you know. I thought it was going to be the house that my kids would always come back to. And so I lost that house. And then they wouldn't even work with me at all on the financial thing. They were like, nope, it was Chase. It was so corrupt. And so then they took that house. And then I even went to the Senate. I went to all, you know, I really tried to stand up. And it was just like the senators and they don't go fuck. They do not. And that is when that 2008 housing crisis, everybody was losing their houses. And they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. And I think I lost mine right before it or something. Maybe I lost mine like 2006. I don't know. I have to go try and really figure out the dates. So I think it was 2002 I got my brain injury. And then 2004 is when they took my license. And then that's when everything started. A lot of stuff changed, but then moved into my ex's house, and so then lost that house. And so that is, I've already been through this. And so it's like, I don't know what my lesson would be. I don't know what it would be that I was supposed to be learning about losing it. To me, it seems like it's more of standing up for myself. So I'm going to go and I'm going to try and get a lawyer on this week, on Monday. And it sucks, though, is because so many of the lawyers are still just in the 3D system, you know, the old system of the maritime law system, you know, where they were taught and stuff. Not all of them have questioned or woke up. They've done a lot of, like, immoral things. Like, I think makes their soul, like, they push their soul further and further away in order to be in some jobs, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, like, if there is very many lawyers who are even waking up and seeing the corruption and what's going on and stuff, because you'd think we'd have lawyers just right and left standing up, like, for everybody's human rights. But it seems like it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't hear a lot of lawyers saying shit. So, anyways, I'm going to see about finding one. In the papers, they tell me, like, some date, I have a date, I have to do some response or something. I was looking at that one guy's website, that mkchristopher.com, the guy, the postmaster judge thing, and he has a couple of videos of it and stuff, and the one was saying, and I wasn't really sure, because then he was saying it prolongs it until you can get the financial thing straight. But I'm waiting for the financial thing to collapse. And, but he said you got to ask him for the original deed and original mortgage or something. I wrote it down. So I looked at that. So I'm going to take some of those papers to a lawyer and kind of show him and see if I can, I don't know. I just got to see, because, you know, I don't know if this is just the universe moving me. And because I've been so back and forth here anyways, you know, I don't feel like it's my place. Like, I don't feel like it's my community. You know, I've felt kind of alone through my experience, but it's been great for me, because it's been a great place to be in isolation and still have, like, support around me, because they're all supportive, nice neighbors. It's just, I've not been in the same alignment. I'm not in the same vibration. It's like I see things way different. And so it's just like, I don't know. I feel like my place is like separate or something. I don't know. It's weird. I think the way I perceive is weird. I mean, but I don't know how other people perceive. But anyways, so, but, you know, feeling like, and my kids are not supportive up here at all. They all just want me to move. Why are you over there? Why are you even over there anymore? And why are you over there so far and all by yourself? And then in wintertime, you get so closed off. So, and I am over here by myself. Or is, you know, the one daughter I moved over here to be next to, as soon as quarantine happened, she stopped speaking to me. And then a year or 2 years ago, she moved away from here. So I've been over here all by myself. And I have not, I have not felt like everything that I've gone out to do and stuff, it just has not been, because I was on the HOA board and stuff like that. Like, I have not just sat here, you know, I went out and I made friends with a little local farmer. I made friends, like, I've made friends with different people. I was on Nextdoor all the time. I was meeting people. I was supporting people. I was doing the little, what are those things called? You know, you go up the little festivals and stuff, where you go up, and I would go up and sell my art and stuff and talk to people. You know, I was very community driven. But I was like, I'm not on the same wavelength. I'm not on the same, you know, we're just, and so, on that part, then it's like, well, you know, is the universe just moving me to a place that I'm more in alignment with? But there's so much work and stuff I did here. It's such a place where I feel like such a sense of accomplishment. And so that is strange to think, you know, well, would they just take this like that? And just, but I would have to let go of it and pass it on if that's what it's supposed to be, you know? To me, I've always felt like the banks would crash before they would be able to take it. Like the timing would work in my favor. And then it's kind of like, oh my God, but when it's just drags out and drags out and drags out, like, fuck, faith is so tested. Trust is so tested when you know and you have awareness of things. It's like, oh my gosh. And there's a lot of things in mine where it really, it tests, you know, all of my trust and all of my faith. And so, you know, I'm sitting here, you know, thinking about it like, okay, if they are taking it, you know, I can't sit here and be upset about it. Like, if that's what's gonna go down and I'm supposed to move, the universe obviously has another plan for me. It has a better plan. It has someplace else I'm gonna be. And, you know, I've had to start over a lot of times. And I know that there's going to be a lot of assistance for helping people start over, you know, giving us land and stuff like that. So, and then plus I've been preparing for this next time that's to come. So I've got that part too, which I heard over and over and over that prices are going to go down to the 50s prices, where you buy a house for like $6,000. That everything after houses were that much was that after they started jacking with the prices with gold and silver and the dollar and stuff. That's why all the prices of houses started going up so much. And so it will go back to reset back to that. So I know I'll be able to get another place, you know, and you know, my feelings towards this place, you know, I know we can't just put all of our feelings towards something material because it's not real. What I did here was real. My accomplishment was real. But what is left, you know, is a temporary illusion. And so, you know, I have to let go of that. And then, so it was like, fuck, so I'll go see, you know, what kind of action I get with the lawyer and see what kind of traction, you know, that they get me to, you know, fight against this system until it crashes more. It gave me a peace is right after, you know, I'm just sitting here like kind of stressing and like my heart's kind of pounding and I can't even read the thing and make sense of it. And it's just like, you know, I gotta see what, you know, see what's gonna happen. This is putting my trust, my faith and all of that more to another test. And, you know, how far do I have to go to stand up to this system? Like, am I gonna have to go to court? Am I gonna have to, you know, stand at the end of the driveway? Am I gonna have fight the police from coming? Like, I don't know. I thought that there would be something in between, you know, them calling and then all of a sudden they're posting something on my driveway. So I don't know if the papers are like regular or if they're trying to do something faster because of the judicial thing. As I saw where people are saying that the flags by Joe, none of them have the fringe. And so the corporation's dead. And then when I went on a TikTok right after I'd gotten the papers, and I'm like, okay, just relax, you gotta calm down. It's like not that big a deal. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. You know, if they're gonna take it, they're gonna take it. If they're not, they're not. And then you start getting all the fear. Okay, it's almost winter. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, and so I started like, okay, look up campers. Maybe I should just put my money towards a camper. Like, I'm not gonna be paying any house thing, and I'll just, you know, not buy anything, or you know, not putting money into any, just look for a camper and see if I can find something so I have my own shelter. And then at least through winter I won't have to worry about it. If they drag this out more and more, and they're going to hit storms, like, and there's no place you can safe go in a camper too. I mean, they're trying to wipe out the homeless people. And so and though, you know, but having a home, they could have their whole plan is to block this off and turn it into a 15-minute city, you know, corral us in here and say we've all got Ebola and we can't leave or something. Like, I don't trust them. So it isn't like, you know, where I'm like, damn you, universe. To me, it's like, okay, you gotta go with the flow, because I gotta trust whatever's gonna be best for me is where I'm gonna be. Where I'm supposed to be is where I'm supposed to be. And if they are putting it heavy on my heart to not make a payment because of the corruption and feeling like I'm, you know, paying the devil to keep my home, then I got to stand by my own beliefs, you know, especially when it seems like a pretty safe bet because the whole system is collapsing, you know. And so, but when I went on to the TikTok thing, then I saw one of the banks. I went to look it up. I think it's a bank, maybe an independent bank in California. And yesterday it closed. Everybody was lined up out front and trying to get their money. So it had a big run on the bank. And it had a bank manager out there saying it's all insured, it's all in FDIC, and everybody, and all that. These were people who had huge amounts of money too. And it was some on the online, all of a sudden their money went off or something, and they all went down to the banks. And so shit is going down. Like, but, you know, I mean, how long ago was that the Microsoft or whatever bank did its little fucking thing? So, like, fuck, I just can't even get over how I can drag this out. It's so, but I saw there's more stuff with stores in the news. So, and there's a lot of stuff that it keeps being in the news where it keeps being like, okay, shit is going down. And he was like a big funder, you know, he was like keeping all of this shit going. So I think they've got to be running out of money to keep this shit going. Like, I don't know. Wednesday, I'm supposed to get, that would be when I get my Social Security. Every single month, I always think, like, I wonder if it's going to go in this month, because that will be a sure sign. But these auto deposit things is also something with the banking thing. Like, I don't think our government is sitting there, you know, like has bookkeepers putting these payments through each month. This is something that is set up. You know, that's why they want us all on these auto payments and stuff, these auto withdrawals, auto payments, because it just keeps their flow, because it's not real. It's not real. And it's like the BRICS nation or whatever is like calling in their debt. And so we don't have any money, because we really don't have any money, because the money was all fake. And so however it's going to collapse, I don't know. Like, it's just so crazy. I just got to get into the thing. I'm going to go to the lawyer on Monday, and then just see, you know, this is the end of this month. There's supposed to be all this shit that is going down. I'm just going to keep watching. Anybody who sees any of the things about the banks and stuff going down, you know, let me know, because that's what I'm watching. Because that is, they can't, once the banks go down, once the dollar has no value, they have no way to collect anything from you. So everything is wiped out. All debt is wiped out, because there's no way to do anything. It's just like the collapse. It's just gone. Everything's gone. And so that is where all your loans will all be gone. You won't owe anything on the loans. You'll just own the thing, whatever the thing is. If it's your car, whatever it is, it'll just be yours. And I don't know if they're going to put some process, but see, that's the thing, is we're moving away from this, all this licensing and stuff. That's all been corrupt, all this taxing and licensing and stuff, overseeing. You know, we have to tell them. I just had to get those little tags on my license plate last month. And just the stupid bullshit, the stupid hoops. This is just nonsense that we have to keep doing this stuff. And so that is the stuff that is supposed to be ending. So the dollar collapsing is part of the thing in the contracts for the debt. Says it has to be paid back in dollars. And so it makes the contracts all null and void. And that's something about with that postmaster guy, that judge was talking about, that MK Christopher. It's the way it's all set up. It's illegal and it's corrupt. And, you know, and the lawyers and stuff that we expect to be protecting us, they're all taught wrong. They're there to protect the other people. And that's a certain thing, even with the language, why they have, like, we have to have a lawyer because it's a whole nother language, and they learn the language, but it is also twisted, just like they teach the doctors about the human anatomy, the human body and stuff like that. But there's lies in there. I mean, there's lies, just the fact that we're not flesh and blood. Like, just the fact that they sit here and say that we've got to have doctors, that we've got to be cut open, and all of that stuff, that is all made up. And they know it. They know. So it's not like, well, you know, they think we're flesh and blood. No, they don't. They know we're not. They know that it's in their CIA records and documents and shit. They knew a long time ago. It's all, it is them keeping us in the dark, them lying to us about everything. So it's the same thing with the medical, the lies about all of that. It's the same thing with the legal. I don't think the lawyers really know all of this stuff about human rights and maritime law and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, straw man, the whole thing with our birth certificates, the whole thing about how we're their collateral for all the debt and stuff. And then they try and make us pay, and then they make us pay. Like, oh my gosh. Like, any of those videos you've watched about all that stuff, it's just, like, mind-boggling. So, anyways, it's supposed to be, you know, it's like right on the edge, but it was like, fuck, right on the edge in 2020, I thought. So now it's like, fuck, I don't know. It's going to go on till 2025. You know, if I'm supposed to lose this place, then, you know, maybe it's because I'm supposed to move to Costa Rica and live on the beach. I don't know. But I know my other kids, they want me to go down there and be by them and be by the grand babies. But it's it's hot there, and it's really hard for Stella and stuff. Like, there's no place there I want to be year round. That's the thing, is I feel like way more nomadic in my soul or something. Like, I don't want to just be in one place all the time. And I want to go out and experience things. I want to go out and experience places, experience different people. Like, you know, I want to experience life. I don't want to just, you know, but I want to have a sense of community too. But to be more, I don't know. I just got to see how things are going to play out. Like, but I feel like now things are put, like, I keep asking, like, you know, give me some kind of direction, give me some kind of sign. Well, I guess that's my sign. I get foreclosure, so I don't know what the outcome is going to be. It was, I kept thinking that surely the judicial is going to be on our side, especially, like, if there's no fringe and stuff. Like, there's got to be something on our side. And there's so many of these, like the cops and stuff. But I keep thinking surely there's got to be when the cops are all going to go and they're not going to get paid or something. Because the government is collapsing. Like, where is it? There is, I thought that was Libya or something. Like, in the beginning of 2021 or the end of 2020, around in there was, I swear it was Libya, where they were going and they were arresting all the government, and they had nooses all lining the streets. They were bringing them out and hanging their government right out in the streets. And so that was all going on. And seeing those things, too, it makes you feel like, okay, see, all this stuff is going, it just goes so slow. So slow. Even, you know, if you go and listen to the stuff that Putin is saying right now, it's like, God, you would think those kinds of things would just shake everything loose, that everything would just, like, go. But it just is like, nothing happens. It's the weirdest thing. And it's like we're moving in slow motion or something. Except for foreclosure. But anyways, so, what was I going to say? Is, foreclosure. The banks. If there's going to be, the cops. Because the cops, not getting paid. I've seen some weird videos with the cops lately, and there was something weird in a whole city, with the whole city of cops. And I don't know what it was, but it was something weird. But I don't think it was, maybe they were all fired in one day. Maybe it was something like that. I don't know. I can't remember good enough. But I keep thinking that, you know, surely it would be that they won't have the money to pay them. And the same with the school teachers and stuff. Like, there's got to be something that we're going to see, the holes. Just like with my daughter getting those tickets, and then the tickets getting canceled by the credit card place. Like, there's got to be more of the things happening. You know, just like all these people going up to do that bank run. So hopefully this week there's going to be a bunch more of that kind of stuff. Because as soon as the banks go, I know that they can't take my house then. Then, you know, that's going to just like, that's going to wipe everybody's debt out. So they can't do anything. So, you know, once that goes, but fuck, who knows how long. It's a time thing. And I've got all this winter, you know, wood and stuff, getting ready for winter. And you can obviously, when you pull up to my house, you can tell it's not like all in disarray and stuff. So, I don't know. I'm sure that, who knows what these people think. All they want to do is just, they're like vultures, just vultures. They just want to take things. It's just so different of how things used to be. Like you used to buy a house like $6,000. And then even if you couldn't make your, you know, $100 a month payment or something, and you went and talked to the bank, you were a person talking to a person. You were treated like people. We didn't have this corporate, you know, people don't matter, numbers do. And that whole dog-eat-dog world that was created because of the corporate influence and how many people even follow and just don't care about other people. You know, just like I'm sure a lot of those people just see it as like, well, you're not going to pay your stuff. Fuck you. You know, they don't care. They don't care. You know, that it's illegal, that they are a part of a gangster group. It's like they don't even think of it on those terms. They sure don't think about human rights and what we're standing up for. So, I don't know. You know, but I definitely got to stand. I would feel like the biggest hypocrite if I was just sitting here paying this stuff and then complaining about it. So I got to stand up for it. I got to stand up to it. And it's like standing up to the beast and trusting the universe has my back no matter what the outcome is. That is what the outcome is always going to be. And it's what it's supposed to be, because you're supposed to follow your heart and you're supposed to follow your scruples, your ethics, you know. You're supposed to believe and stand up for what you believe in. So, you know, you do what's right on that part. So, anyways, now there's the consequences, and we got to see how far, you know, what is the occurrence from the consequences, like how far does it go. And I still feel safe that the banks are going to collapse. Like, I still feel safe that there's going to be significant something. I don't know. I've just heard it so many times. There's been so many dates where they've said, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. You know, all these people all waiting for something to happen. And I don't know if the 22nd and 23rd really will have something, but I'm just holding out hope that there is a lot of weird shit aligning. Like the 1 penny burgers is weird. It is fucking it's Soylent Green Science burger. Like, nobody should be eating that shit. And they're going to have all of those. Now, there's 3 different burger places doing it. Some of them are, it's like McDonald's. Is it Burger King and Wendy's? Or 3 of them are doing it. And one of them is like the penny ones. And they're making it all like, we got to go online and sign up for it. It's more grabbing your information, and they've got so many corrupt things going on. You can't open any email, any text that gets sent or anything. Don't open any of that shit. It's all corrupt. It's like somehow trying to get into your phone or something and getting access to your information. And I don't know if they get access of just what's open. I don't know. It is like they've got access to a lot of shit, though. Because they're just desperate to get money. So all the fraud is just going on the haywire. Everything is just fraud. So anyways, oh yeah, because of the food thing. So the Simpsons having that whole weird thing about how all those people turned zombie and all that stuff. Then, and 23andMe coming out, or the government or FDA or somebody coming out and saying, don't sell don't give your DNA to any of these institutions, any of these places like 23andMe and stuff, because they're selling your DNA to scientists, because then they can target you. They can actually target you. Like how I was saying, how they can target certain groups of people with these things, and they always have. So they can get specific on you. That's what they're saying themselves. This isn't something I'm making up. This is information they're saying. And so but whatever is going to go down, because they keep having all this zombie response and stuff, weird stuff, like in all these different things. And so, you know, if it is going to be something, I mean, something's got to go. Something's got to happen. I don't see how it could just keep going exactly with nothing. It's like things keep happening, but it's just like the big things. I just am ready for the big things, like the money and the government to collapse and all these big changes. So, you know, but I know lots of things are happening. I know tons of arrests, people stepping down. And you know, even that, like I knew Ashton, like I've already had said before, like, I don't know. It seems shady as fuck. And then I didn't even know he had one of those organizations to help traffic people. And him and Demi started it when they were together. And now they've been doing it this whole time. That is... And then Demi, I know the video of her, like, as an adult, making out with that kid that was in the movie and how uncomfortable he is. And she just, you know, thinks it's hilarious. Like, I don't know what kind of perv she's got going on, but those institutions, whatever, to help, are always is like a fishing lure. And it's another way that they move money through. So anyways, for him and Mila now to step down and stuff. And then more, you know, with the Scientology, all these LDS, Scientology, all these churches have all been a part of the corruption. And that is what the religious people are going to have to see. And the Christians are going to, you watch, they'll be, oh, well, it's those Mormons. Oh, it's those LDS as well. You know, it's those Scientology, of course. It's not the Christians. And then they're going to get hit way hard because they've got to see this judgmental side of themselves. So that is going to be a smackdown. So anyways, but to me, it seems like the way the stars are aligning, the way the Simpsons episodes, the way all the movies, like, I'm just going to hope that there's going to be a big thing. But it's scary, too, because when you say, like, a big thing to happen, it's like, oh, my gosh. I mean, there's, like, fucking volcanoes. There's 45-minute earthquakes that could happen. Oh, but that was good that this hurricane seemed to just kind of fizzle. It didn't seem to do much. So that was good. But then it makes me feel like, well, was there another ulterior motive? Was there something else going on? Because, I mean, I don't think they want to waste a good storm when they could kill a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? They put effort into that. So then it's like, what else could be going on? I'm suspicious. Everything they do, I'm suspicious. So I don't know. And see, that can be another thing. You know, my guides are, you know, moving me out of this area. Like, your time here is done and you're moving me out of this area. And I still don't know if some, you know, horrific thing is going to happen right here. I don't think it shows my place on the new map. And so that, I don't know. But it's definitely, you know, at this point where there is a push that, yeah, there's going to be something. There's something happening. I guess all my whining about, I wish something would happen. I wish something would happen. Well, God, Kelly, now you got what you wanted, huh? Now you're going to get to go to court and fight. To me, I also, for all the work I've done here, they owe me. Like, fuck that. No way. They get a profit off of everything that I've done. That's against my rights right there. So, and they want to try and use contracts and stuff to stomp all over my rights. So, I mean, I got to stand up. And but I'm still gonna, because of the corruption in the whole system. To me, you know, the best case scenario, of course, is just the banks and the government to just collapse. And so, you know, we don't have to keep fighting for our rights. We can just have our rights. So, I don't know. I just got to see how it goes. It seems like it just gets more and more stupid. Whatever is going on with the Joe thing. Like, I don't know. Are going to ride out this impeachment thing, drag this out? Like, I can't believe how much people keep talking about the election. Oh, we're going into the election year, It's like, oh my God. They just have everybody bait hooked. It's like everybody just hang on. I go through all those commercials, all their fucking fake ass fighting, all the money they spend on that while we've got people starving in the streets. There's people who, in New York, they are giving all these migrants, they're just giving them places to stay, or giving them supplies and stuff, and not doing anything for the people of the town or the city. So it's just, and the cops completely are against us. The cops are a bunch of Yahtzee players, man. That's all they are. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if they even know. If they have the awareness to even, just like robots. They don't think for themselves. They just take orders. So they just do what they're told. And, anyways, I just got to see how things play out. But I wanted to talk about it because this is like a big thing. It is a real thing. I mean, this is, you know, where I can lose the house, even though, you know, I mean, that was always the risk. But I've always felt like, well, no, I won't. And I still feel like that. But it still makes me nervous because you don't know where anything's going to go. And that is the thing, is you got to still push. You still got to push, you know, however it's going to, however the outcome ends up being, it's going to be for the best. You know, if it's that I lose this place and I go somewhere else, well, it was going to be for the best. You know, it's going to be the best thing. And if I keep this place and I'm able to continue fixing it up and use it as, you know, one of my spots that I come to, and a place, you know, that I rent out or share with friends or whatever, is, you know, then that's what it's supposed to be. That's what I always thought it was going to be. But, you know, that one house, I thought I was going to be retired there. And going through, you know, the loss of expectation, the loss of what you think is supposed to happen is, you know, hard. And that's why you got to let go of what you think. Because I don't know. That's one thing that I've really gotten in the practice of understanding is I don't know. I don't know what's next. Because even if I sat here faithfully paying, you know, dutifully paying, like all these other people, they come in with one storm and wipe your house out. So it's just like, that seemed too much of trusting them. Like, well, if I just keep paying, then nothing will happen to me. Well, it keeps happening to a lot of people. A lot of people who've had their house paid off, don't even know anything. And they come in and wipe their house out. And then say insurance won't pay. Insurances are going bankrupt. Insurances are dropping people. They're not going to pay anything for your house and stuff. But you have to have your insurance because the law says so. The bank says so. You have to have the insurance to protect them. But the insurance isn't going to pay anything because it's all a system of corruption to take everything away from you. And they're showing it clearly in Hawaii, what they're doing over there. So, you know, I just gotta see how it plays out. But, you know, definitely is one of those things that is a stressor. It is, you know, something that is like, I guess this week, Monday, after I go and find a lawyer, talk to a lawyer, get some information, that will be one thing that I'll know more. I'll know more of, you know, what my next move is. And then I think by the end of September, we should know more about the bank thing. Like, I would think we will see some big moves, especially the way, because the stars are aligning it, about this financial collapse, and the way that these other governments are pushing in on us. You know, even saying, you know, they're going to war over this stuff. So they're pushing in for ours to collapse. And then our show just drags it out to get more people's attention, to get more people to pay attention. Because people who aren't paying attention aren't going to pay attention. And at this point, they're also just stressed out by regular stuff, you know, because there's lots of people just trying to play the game, going to work and doing all this stuff. And they'll do videos crying about how hard it is and stuff. And why is it so hard? Why can't I get ahead? And all of that stuff. Because they don't understand. It's all this corrupt bullshit, you know, world that these gangsters created to, you know, enslave us and laugh at us. It's just this reality. It's just what we came here to experience, what we came here to learn from. So anyways, now I just got to wait and see what's next. And so we'll just see what's next on the horizon. I'm just going to keep hoping that by the end of this month that there's big things that start to happen. And I mean, I think it's very positive that there keeps being no fringe. I'm going to start noticing, but I don't watch Joe very much. Like, when I see him, I don't watch him a lot. Sometimes I'll try and, like, watch his mannerisms and stuff, but it's just kind of annoying because it's so, like, echo chambery. People keep putting all this music on, all this flashing stuff, and it's so intense. But I'm going to go in and look and see if I see a bunch of videos, if they aren't having the fringe. Because I am hearing people say that. So if there's no fringe, that's a good sign. Banks closing and not having money, even though they come out and say, oh, it's all covered on insurance. It is not covered on insurance. That money is not there. That is not even how the banking system works. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all corrupt. They only have to keep like 10%, and then they get to wheel and deal with the rest. They get to invest all of the money. So the money's not there. It's all collapsed. And that's why it's collapsing, because it's all fake. It's all just this number. They're all just playing with numbers. It's just this whole giant laundry thing. That's why they're doing it so huge with such big numbers. Joe's given such big numbers to the crane. It's because you can start recognizing this it's just a big old laundry thing. There's no fucking, he has no money to fucking send over there. All his billions and billions. That looked weird when I was driving by. Because it looked kind of like a tank for a second. I was like, oh, well, who knows what the fuck's going to go. Something has got to start happening. Something just got to. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed and just trust the universe and just... And so, anyways, I've been talking a while about this. This is my my anxiety, or my... this is where I would be... you know, if you were in a relationship with me, where it would be like, you're so neurotic, you know, because you talk about things and talk about how you feel about things, and you look at it, and, you know, and I'm always looking at I'm always trying to look at all these different sides, you know. I don't like to just get stuck on one side. And a lot of times I like to hear other people's opinions and see what other people's sides are, what other people's thoughts are. I was even thinking, you know, I'll just go start looking into the communes. I've seen tons of people starting like these different communes and stuff. I was like, fuck me, that's what I need to do. Just go live in some kind of group, kind of center thing. Like, there's so many different things. There's just like, there's no reason. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just play their games. and be broke, go to the food bank to pay this fucking bullshit when it's all fucking bullshit. I'm just like, fuck it. I've been living my life, and living is as if I didn't have the debt. And so to me, the debtors want to come and, you know, shake their dick in my face and say, yeah, but we do. We can do this. And now I just got to see, you know, see what's going to happen. So anyways, that's enough of my neuroses. That's and see, that is right there something I got to break for myself. Like, because it's not neurotic to talk about your shit. It's not neurotic to think about things on a bigger thing and to talk about it and to vent about it and stuff. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. I don't think. I think that that is how you process. And, you know, like, I'm sure a lot of people would have got that on their gate and they just would have went and got a six-pack and just drowned their sorrows. Because, you know, a lot of people, even spiritual ones, you know, because you gotta really realize that they can still take things. They could still take this from me. And, you know, just because the universe is on your side doesn't mean that that's where the universe wants you. So that's where you got to be in the flow. You got to be open and trusting. And so anyways, this is the process that I'm going to share as we go through this process and see how things go. So anyways, it started. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.